Yo up scripters, what is up, what is good? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video we are going to be reading some of the most insane Am I the A-hole Reddits that I have ever seen. Now, as we know, I've done a lot of Am I the Asshole Reddits. I have like a series, apparently. I've done a lot of these videos, and we've read some pretty interesting things by far. But today I have found 3 of the longest ones that we have ever seen that have some of the most insane titles on this freaking planet. So, without further ado, let's get right on into that video. Okay, so I tend to have terrible reading skills, apparently. So let's do this. Am I the asshole for kicking an autistic child out of my restaurant for misbehaving? First of all, wild ass fucking title. Hi, let's do it. My name is Gina. Hi, Gina. 55 female from upstate New York, and I run a family-owned pizzeria. My husband and I have been in the service industry for decades, and over the past few years, we've noticed a huge increase in rude customers, rude children, and crazy level of entitlement. One of the rules we have in our restaurant is that nobody is allowed to talk on speakerphone, play music out loud, or have anything playing on speaker from a personal device. This is such a simple request and something that has always been a standard. Okay? Understandable. I get it. We like the respect for everybody. I hate when I'm on a bus and people are like on speakerphone or have their music out loud. It's like nobody else wants to hear that. So I totally get it. This was not even an issue or something that needed to be said before the pandemic, but now it seems parents feel attacked if their children cannot watch Bluey on volume. We have signs up asking people not to do this, and we actually do enforce this rule politely but firmly. Fair, totally fair. A few weeks ago, a woman was sitting with her 9-year-old son who was watching cartoons on his tablet at full volume while also scrolling TikTok on a phone. I nicely explained to the woman that we do not allow this as it is disruptive to other customers and asked her to please turn off the volume. The woman rudely replied that her son has both ADHD and autism, so he needs to do this in order to sit down without making a fuss. I asked if she could please use headphones, and she snapped that her son does not like to use them. I told her that this is not acceptable and to please either use headphones or set the device to silent. About 10 minutes later, I was in the kitchen and heard loud banging noises coming from the dining room. I came out to find the child furiously banging his fists on the table while his mom just sat there ignoring it. It was almost as if he was waiting for her to say something, but she did nothing. I asked her to please stop him, and she replied that he is on the spectrum and that this is just his normal behavior, if he doesn't have a device to calm him down. The boy then stood up and started running around my restaurant, punching and kicking other tables and chairs and knocking things over. Another customer yelled at the mom to control your kid or I will. She launched into what sounded like a pre-rehearsed monologue about how autistic children deserve to occupy the same spaces as everyone else. I agree with this, but everyone still needs to behave appropriately. I 100% agree on that. That was actually something I was going to make a point of when I first read this freaking title, is that no matter what you have, whether you're autistic, whether you have ADHD, whether you have depression or anxiety or this, that, and the next thing, we obviously all deserve to share the same space. We obviously all deserve equal rights across the board. But if you are acting out of control, if your child is acting out of control, why the hell are you as a parent just letting that behavior go? Because let me tell you, it doesn't make you a good parent if you do not understand your kid's needs. So if your kid, like you keep saying, your kid is on the spectrum, therefore you should also understand how to teach them proper coping mechanisms and properly how to understand their feelings and what they're going through so that they don't lash out like this. I get it that your kid is 9, but at the same time you can slowly start introducing those and help them so that you as a parent aren't sitting there letting it happen, because that doesn't make you a good parent letting your kid do that. I told the woman that if she could not get her son's behavior under control, that she needs to leave. She was furious and started yelling about how it is illegal to discriminate against people who are on the spectrum and that she would report me. My husband came out and put her food into a Togo box and just said to her, "Get out right now." She looked genuinely shocked and said that kids should not be expected to just sit quietly and that the world needs to be more accepting of those differences. I love kids. My husband and I raised five of them, even one with special needs. But autism or not, nothing gives you the right to behave this way in any setting. If your child's issues are so severe that simply sitting in a restaurant without a device makes them freak out or throw a tantrum, then maybe reconsider taking them there in the first place. I'm tired of rude kids and lazy parents who embolden them to behave this way, refusing to discipline them or set any kind of rules or boundaries. This is not about ADHD or autism or any other condition. This is about entitlement, bad parenting, and bad behavior as a result. Am I the asshole? I do not think you're the asshole in any way, shape, or form. Because one, you own this restaurant. And two, you have signs up that say this. And like you said, nobody had problems with this before the pandemic. You know, it makes sense. Like, you do not need your device on full volume. When I'm on the bus, if I'm on a call with someone, I have my earbuds in, or I don't have it on speaker at all and I just call like this. But or like when I listen to music, I just have earbuds in because it's so annoying to have music or people where you can hear other people's conversations in public. It's just a respect thing, a mutual respect thing where you are respecting the shared space, because not everybody needs to know what's going on. And the fact that like I said earlier, it doesn't matter that your son has ADHD and autism. It is not okay for your child to be acting this way. And I do not agree with if the only way to keep your kid from misbehaving is putting a screen in front of in front of their face. That does not make you a good parent. Putting a screen in front of a child's face does not teach them emotional regulation. It doesn't teach them how to understand their emotions. It doesn't teach them how to communicate what they are feeling to you. It doesn't teach them these important skills that they need. Like, a lot of people like to diss my generation, Gen Z, because we were the first generation that grew up not knowing a life without technology. So without TVs, without computers, without video games, and this, that, and the next thing. But it doesn't mean we were raised on that technology. When I look at it, it's actually Gen Alpha and Gen Beta that are being raised on these devices. Like, I have four younger siblings, two of which are under the age of 3. And my siblings that are under the age of 3, like my baby sister basically, whenever she's kind of like in a, like, my mom's a good mom, I will give her that. But like whenever she's kind of like getting fussy and whatnot, like a screen gets put in front of her instead of just talking to her, or like obviously my mom will discipline her if she's being too much or whatnot, and so will her dad. But like, I've noticed a lot more with the parents of Gen Alpha and Gen Beta that they're just putting a screen in front instead of like teaching them emotional regulation, teaching them how to understand emotions, how to communicate those emotions and those needs to their parents. Because a lot of people like to think that that's Gen Z, that we were raised with just putting a screen in front of us and that we don't know how to do that. But we weren't raised that way, obviously, depending on your parents, but we weren't. Like, for me personally, I was raised like I literally had to go outside to earn time on my tablet. So pretty much I don't think you're the asshole, mainly because you're right. It doesn't matter if you're autistic, if you have ADHD, if you have this, that, and the next thing. It doesn't matter. Nobody should be acting that way. And I think that the mother isn't really caring for her kid, because so many parents think discipline, like, that some people think like discipline is a bad thing and that it always relates to physical, but it never has to. And I think that just helping her son out to understand how to just kind of be, like, give him something to color with, give him something to do. Like, if he doesn't like headphones, like, maybe find out other alternatives, because you can't always just give what your kid wants, because at the end of the day, in real life, we don't always get what we want. A lot of the time we have to work for what we want, or we have to accommodate for others, and that's just how life is. You shouldn't always have to accommodate for others, but in settings where there's rules that clearly state please don't have this, and the fact that you went up to her and politely asked her, hey, sorry, we do not allow for um things to be on loud volume, so if you wouldn't mind turning the volume off or putting earbuds in or whatnot, that would be greatly appreciated. Like, and then she comes up and say, and a lot of parents who have children that are on the spectrum and don't actually research or understand the autistic spectrum, um A lot of the time they'll just, whenever they get told something like that, they'll just go, well, my kid's on the spectrum, you should be more like accepting of this and allow it. It's like, girl, that's not how this works. We treat them like normal human beings because guess what, they are normal human beings. So yeah, they get treated like everyone else, like this mother wants her child to be treated. Therefore, turn the volume off or put headphones on. Anyways, I deem you not the asshole. All right, the second one has like a really weird title. And I'm sorry if I just don't know how to read. Apparently, even with glasses, I just can't read. Am I the asshole for accusing my mom of undermining my role as a dad to my unborn child after a baby shower gift? Wild. Normally, I see these titles from mothers. Today is the day we hear the side of the father. Never in my life could I see this. Today is the day we finally get to hear from the father. Okay, y'all, get ready, latch on in. This is an intense one. On the day that I'm recording this, the 18th of May, this was posted 3 hours ago. When I post this video, it will have been posted like a wild couple of days ago. But anyway, I, a 25 male, had a fight with my mom a couple weeks ago, and our relationship has been strained ever since. She feels like I came at her out of nowhere and overreacted to a gift at our baby shower, but I had corrected her prior to the baby shower, and she didn't take it in. Look at me. I know how to read. I graduated, y'all. I did that. My issue with my mom started months ago when my wife and I told her we'd both take time off after our child comes, and we'd both do trial periods of being a stay-at-home parent to see which one it worked better for. My wife will take the first month off as she'll be recovering, and I'll take the second month off. Luckily, we both work for companies where we can do this. My mom acted like it was the craziest thing in the world. She asked me what I'd even do with a month off, and I told her I'd look after my child. She commented that I'd be waiting for my wife to get home mostly, or finding childcare while I looked for something to do. She could not get her head around the fact I would be doing what a typical stay-at-home mom does. Then, when she did get it, she made a comment a few weeks after that she honestly felt like my wife should do it and could give no reason. She told me I needed to work and provide. My wife said she could do that. Old school mom, what the fuck? For one, just reading this paragraph, I'm gonna say that you're not the asshole. Already, I'm coming up with that idea that you're not the asshole, and the reason being is because so many, like, it sounds like your mom literally believes strongly that the woman should stay home and that the man should provide, when you are willingly going to spend a whole month with your child. Any grandparent should want their children to want to spend time with their grandkids. Yep, that's the sentence I'm working with. But any parent should want to spend as much time as they can with their child. And the fact that you and your wife agreed to do a 1 month trial each, and obviously it makes sense for your wife to do the 1 month first because she's recovering from pregnancy, and then for you to do the second month where it's a bit easier, where maybe you can feed the baby bottles and whatnot. The fact that your mom was like, oh, you'll just like find childcare and stuff and find things to do. You're literally going to be at home with the baby the entire time, which I think is beautiful. I think that that gives you a lot more time to connect to your child, um, which a lot of parents, like, sometimes don't do. Like, like, the mom will give birth and the mom will stay at home with maternity leave, and then the dad will go and work, when in reality, it could be just this. And that is just beautiful. I think that is lovely. Let us continue. I told my mom I didn't want to be like my dad, who was the kind of dad we saw occasionally because he was always working and who never invested in being involved in our lives. He was more a typical provider who did nothing else. My mom made another comment when my wife and I were discussing baby essentials and nursery themes. She told me those things are for the mom to decide. My wife pointed out the baby is mine too, and mom said how the mother spends the most time with the baby, which also told me right away that she didn't expect me to be able to be the stay-at-home parent, or she didn't think I could want to or enjoy it even. It felt very dismissive of my role, and I told her she could do with being more supportive of me as a new dad. Totally agree. Agreed. I'm going in between paragraphs because this actually really fucking pisses me off. Because here's a little bit a tidbit of my life. My dad was always the one who like we kind of really only saw every 2-ish months because he was always gone away at work. And I totally agree with this like new style of parenting where both parents are able to actually be in their child's life. Like your mom should be more supportive. It tells me that your mom, 100%, like I said earlier, believes that the woman should stay at home while the man goes and works. When I believe that for a child to fully grow, they need both parents in their life. It doesn't matter if both their parents are male or female, or it's a heterosexual or homosexual relationship. It doesn't matter. The child needs both parents in their life. Obviously, like you can have single parenting and it can work out, but the child always needs role models. And especially when it comes to your parents or parent, you need to be involved in your child's life. And the fact that you want to be involved in your child's life is something that your mom should be proud of. But the fact that your mom's like, no, the baby shower and all of this should be the wife's thing. It is your child too. At the end of the day, you helped create this human being, even though you didn't do the 9 months of carrying a human being in your body. You did, at the end of the day, help create a human being. And it's your human being. And it's your job as a parent to want to be involved in your kids' lives. It's your job as a parent to want to watch your child grow, help them become the person that they're going to become. That is your job as a parent. And if your mom, like, why is your mom so obsessed with this idea that you shouldn't be in your child's life? Like, what is that? Why is she so obsessed with that? All right. Then the baby shower came, and this is where I felt it the worst. We had a registry, and on the registry, we had a baby carrier set that came with two carriers that were different sizes. This was perfect for us because there's a height and build difference between my wife and myself, and the smaller one was not suited for someone of my size and build, and the other didn't work super great for my wife. The one we chose was the only option that worked for us both from the store we used. My mom saw this, and instead of buying from the registry, she decided she would just get the smaller one on its own. When my wife was opening the gifts at the shower, mom told my wife she felt the two-pack was pointless and all she would need is one. My wife said it was for both of us, and my mom told her she was the only one who needed it. Fuck you, mom. Sorry. I'm so aggressive with this. I hate older parents sometimes. They're so freaking entitled to their opinion. At this point, I was more upset and I confronted my mom about her attitude toward me as a dad after the shower. I asked her why she kept undermining me as a new dad. I told her she was making it seem like I didn't matter at all in the equation, and I told her of all people she should support me. I said I didn't want to be like dad, who has no relationship with any of his kids. I told her I want to be there, to spend time with my kids, show them love, and take them places and change dirty diapers and feed them when they're hungry. I told her I could very well be the stay-at-home dad, and a carrier I can wear so I can carry the baby easily and safely was important. And that was why we picked out what we had on our registry. I told her she dismissed me again by only getting the size that works for my wife. My mom told me to calm down and stop being such a drama queen. She said I was acting like she had committed some great crime when all she was doing was being practical and realistic. She accused me of coming at her with this out of nowhere, and when I mentioned past conversations, she told me she didn't remember or they didn't count. She said I should have far more respect for her than I was showing. It left me feeling so frustrated, and we only spoke once since, and she was cold and standoffish with me. So, I know she expects an apology. Am I the asshole though? No, 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 no. Not the asshole. I don't even think I need to put a reason into it because I kept mentioning it, but your mom should want you to want to be in your kid's life. I don't know why. There's some sort of internal thing with your mom where she's like, no, you need to be the one working, you need to be the one providing. Like, I don't know why it's so in her head that the mom should be the only parent to spend time with the kids. Because in psychology, they've done studies for developmental psychology. A child's brain develops better. Like, if obviously both parents are still together and like in their child's life, a child grows better and stronger as a human being when they have both when they have both role models. Obviously, we all grow up differently depending on how our parents act towards us, how our parents raise us, and like if we have two parents, or if we have multiple parents, or if we have one parent and different role models, we're going to grow up differently. But I don't know why your mom has it so ingrained in her head that you should be nowhere near your child. The fact that you want to be around your child and that you want to be a part of your child's life shows me that you're going to be a great dad already. I wouldn't let what your mom said really get to you. Obviously, if you haven't, talk to your wife about this. Kind of just get it off your chest, talk to her, see how she feels, because obviously you guys agreed to do the 1 month each thing. So that tells me that your wife is totally happy that you want to spend time with your child. And I think it's totally reasonable. And it is your kid. So at the end of the day, you decide how you are going to be as a parent, how you are going to create this human being, and how this human being is going to act and be in the world. You decide how you influence that. And accepting the fact that it is also part of a dad's responsibility to be in the child's life is so important, because it shouldn't be just on the mom. I see a lot of the time when it comes to relationships and stuff, once they have a kid, there's kind of this strain on the relationship because subconsciously there's this uneven divide of like responsibilities and whatnot, and the mom tends to just take on a lot of it. When I'm always happy to see dads like this who want to be in their child's life, who are willing to take that month off and actually fully immerse themselves in their child's life. And I love that. And that's what I love to see. So, yeah, no, literally not the asshole. You are so fine for that. And you're a full-grown adult. So, you're totally allowed to, like, just do whatever the hell you want. You could do your own thing. So, yeah, not the asshole. Alright, this is another one that involves moms. I don't know what it is with moms these days, but I will be real. As much as we joke around about Karens, I find moms that are like 32 and older, they tend to be the most Karen of them all when it comes to their child saying their opinion and whatnot. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I don't know why there are so many Am I the A-holes about mothers. A lot of the time I'll see like it's a son having an argument with a mom and then it's a daughter having an argument with a dad on Reddit. I never see just a daughter having an argument with their mom, vice versa. So I'm very intrigued to see this. Now this one isn't advice needed, so that's great. This is also a really long one, so bear with me. This is probably going to be my longest Am I the Asshole Reddit video to probably exist on this channel because I'm yapping a lot. It's also early in the morning as I'm recording this, and I tend to have a little bit more energy in the morning, so do excuse that, off-scripters. Do excuse that. Am I the asshole for cutting ties with my mom? I don't know. Are you? Let's find out. They even gave us a warning. This one's a long one. I like it. Me and my mom have always had a tumultuous, that's a new word, relationship. I don't even know what tumultuous means. Hold the freaking tumultuous. Oh my god. Making a loud, confused noise. Uproarious, excited, confused. I don't think they use tumultuous right. Anyway, she's very unhappy with her life and usually takes it out on her children. Mainly me, since I'm the only daughter. Oh, so it's a daughter against daughter relationship! Oh my god, finally. I don't know if that's a good thing. But this past year, I found out I was pregnant and told the family in December. Yay, congrats, girl! My mom immediately wanted to babysit when I announced in December that I was pregnant. She really isn't the best with infants and often complains about watching them, which I saw firsthand with my niece. She was mainly hands-off while my dad was the main caretaker. Yes, Dad! She brags that she didn't have to change one diaper on my niece. She also needed double cataract surgery and could not see very well. I made a joke that maybe she could watch the baby after her surgeries when she wasn't blind anymore, but my fiance's mom was going to do but my fiance's mom was going to do most of the babysitting since she lives downstairs in an apartment and is a nanny for a living. My mother freaked out on me and is still holding it over my head that I was mean to her. I have apologized many times and it is still being brought up in fights. We also had a fight that I did not text her first thing in the morning wishing her luck for her eye surgery but sent flowers. I was recently in the hospital for a week with a preeclampsia scare, and she did not try to visit me once. She did send flowers, though. Okay, thought that counts, I guess. Um, Most recently, we have been on good terms. She, my soon-to-be mother-in-law, and my two best friends have been planning for my baby shower. My mom gave the deposit for the shower, and when the other half was due, my mother-in-law asked if my mom minded putting it in on her card and she can pay her in cash, or my mother in law would drop off the cash to the venue. My mom decided to pay for it through her bank account and then complained to me how broke she was. I told her not to submit the payment and that she could put it in on a CC like she originally planned to, but she had already paid. This complaining was the same day that I was told by my doctor that there is an issue with my heart and kidneys and that they cannot see an important blood vessel in the baby's brain. I was also getting off work and going to celebrate my birthday with my friends. I told her I did not really need this added stress right now and that I would ask my mother-in-law for the cash so I can send her the money, but that she did not need to pay it. She also threw it in my face that she paid for all the decorations. I confirmed with my best friends at my birthday dinner that they texted the group asking to split it, but then my mom just sent the whole payment. What's your mom complaining about? She keeps doing this to herself. At this point, I was angry that she was making herself the victim and told her that I knew everyone had offered to pay. She said that I was dragging people into the situation, making it awkward now. I basically went off at that point and told her she was being toxic and that I was not going to deal with her anymore. She then began bringing up the situation in December when I told her she was not babysitting. She also brought up that I would not let her touch my belly, but I let my friend's mom touch me. Both my friends' moms had asked me if they could touch my belly, which my mom feels entitled to just touch my body. My mother, growing up, has always made comments about my weight, and we are not a hugging family. I never felt comfortable with physical touch, which every person who knows me knows this. She said that I hurt her because I let them touch my belly. I told her if she respected me and asked me, I would have let her. She then refused to go to an event I bought tickets to go with her and my mother-in-law. She also stated that she will not be going to my shower. I told her then I don't see the point in having a relationship. She said she wasn't going to support and is not excited about my pregnancy. I am a high-risk pregnancy and I need to protect my peace. I blocked her number and limited her on social media. I just can't add her stress already onto mine. I have 7 weeks left until I deliver, and I'm really considering just not letting her be in mine or my daughter's life. But I still feel guilt because she's my mom. Okay, hard one to unpack, but no, you're not the asshole. I'd say I have a similar relationship dynamic with my father, air quotes. But at the same time, obviously, I'm not pregnant. I don't ever plan to be. But you're not the a-hole. The thing is that your mom continuously, like, was putting money into this and then complaining about being broke and complaining that nobody was putting money into it when literally there's probably screenshots of the group chat where everybody's like, yeah, no, we would love to help. Let us put some money in. So I don't know why she is, like, complaining about that when she made the choice to pay for it all. You made that choice, woman, and you gotta live with it. Also, the fact that you're pregnant and she just is making it all about her. She's like, you won't let me touch your belly. You won't let me babysit your kid. You won't let me do this, this, and this. 1, it's your kid. 2, your body. 3, your life. She does not get to do that. Like you said, like you are a high-risk pregnancy and having the stress of your mom coming in and doing all of this does not help, does not make it better, and it's not even going to help you in your pregnancy. You totally, like, obviously talk to your partner. Obviously, talk to your partner about this. Talk to them how you feel about it. I would say, like, Obviously, if your mom's not going to apologize, literally having the limited contact is fine. It's 100% a-okay. That is your choice in your life. If you feel that she's going to negatively impact your life and your child's life, that is totally fine. Again, like I keep saying, talk to your partner, see how they see it, kind of get an outside POV of it, because again, I don't think you're the a-hole, just because the way that you, like, your mom has been, like, she's like, oh, but I had double eye surgery, you should have came. It's like, girl, your daughter has kidney problems. They can't find an important blood vessel to her child's brain. Why are you not being more supportive? Why are you not being here for your only daughter? Like, really? You're kidding me. So, not the a-hole. Alright, folks, that is all we have for today's video. If you liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. We are on the road to 600 subscribers, and we're nearly there. When we hit 600, when we hit 600 subscribers, I will be reacting to your favorite animatics from Epic the Musical. That is what I will be doing for the 600 subscribers. So, please make sure to subscribe, because nearly, even more than half of my videos, none of you are subscribed. So please make sure to subscribe. And also leave in the comments below if you think these people were the asshole or not, and why. I would love to hear your guys' opinions, and I would love to see all of those in the comments below. And if you guys would like other series, please feel free to suggest other types of things that we could do on the channel in the comments below. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye, off-scripters.